In the top four, winners at Wolves. Let's get to your calls. Lloyd's a West Ham fan. How you doing, Lloyd? How you feeling? A little bit nervous?
A bit nervous, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a great season. I think, one beyond sort of my own and many of our fans' sort of dreams. When I saw the injuries coming yesterday and, Antonio today, the heart sort of sank. Is it realistic now? I mean, I'd love for us to be top four. I think it might be too much just with the injuries, even though the players that we've got coming through and the ones that, in reserve have been great as well. But it just might be a bridge too far, although I'd love it to prove me wrong.
Why might it be a bridge too far? When you're looking at Chelsea being battered 5-2 at home by
the
West
spirit, isn't that your strongest point? This team spirit you seem to have, and the enjoyment factor which David Moyes seems to have brought to the club. That's got to play to your advantage.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. I'm with you on that. I think it's if I look at Leicester, how they're playing, I think the Chelsea game as well, and I think the Everton game. They're the three, as you've rightly said, sort of up front at the beginning. If you can get through those ones with the players that you've got, then that would be great. And then four may be realistic. It's just a bit of tension I've got around when I saw the injuries,
Yeah, I think that the Antonio one is the key. And then you'll go back to why you didn't sign a striker. If his hamstrings are bad and it means he misses games, there could be questions asked about that January business. Given that, I mean, David Moyes even said yesterday, didn't he, Lloyd, that West Ham fans know only too well about Mikel Antonio's hamstrings, and that's why they took him off. So everybody knew that there was a potential there. There'd been a problem there before.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I would have been nervous. And it was funny when he pulled up yesterday. You're thinking, oh no, here we go. But then when I saw, okay, you've got Bowen who's been playing, really well. Fornals has played really well, and you've also got Ben Rama who, is probably due a couple more starts as well. So I'm not too worried in that respect. You've got the other players you can bring through. So fingers crossed they can deliver. But they've all played really, really well this year.
They have. You're surely enjoying it. Lloyd, thanks very much for the call. There is a worry, though, and that is, if you look behind West Ham United, Chelsea, Spurs, Liverpool, all have course and distance in terms of getting into the top four. Liverpool have won the last two in the league as well, and they look really good at Arsenal. We'll talk about the Gunners at 5.
Talk about Everton throwing it away. Opportunities they've had this year. If you look at some of the positions they've been in with games in hand, again, last night, didn't capitalise, but they're still right up there as well.
They are. They have a chance, but their home form is seriously letting them down. But if I was a West Ham fan, sitting in the top four, looking over my shoulder, I'd be a little bit nervous about the size of those clubs behind me, especially Liverpool, who might just be getting a little bit of momentum together. But West Ham can only do what they can do. They can only win the games in front of them. We have a bit of breaking West Ham news, and that's that they're set to sign Craig Dawson permanently this summer from Watford on a 2-year deal. He's only on loan this season.
He deserves it.
And at the age of 30 as well, it's an experienced centre-half who's had a really good season for them. The only thing I would say is that, and I don't mean any disrespect to Craig Dawson, he's had a good season. Should they be aiming even higher? Just imagine they do get in the top four and they get in the Champions League next season.
But they might.
Have they not got to build a squad that's capable of competing in the Champions League?
Well, they still might, but he's still good to have on your books. Look at his performances this year. Even if he doesn't start 8, he's well worth a place in your squad. Because sometimes, it's about improving the starting 11, but it's also about having a squad. Because when you get injuries, like they've got now with Declan Rice, they've got Noble that can keep that covered. But with Antonio injured now, we've talked all season about it. When he's been out, it's been a lot harder for him, hasn't it?
Let's take a quick one from Ray, a West Ham fan. How you doing, Ray?
Good evening, chaps. Lovely. Yeah.
Good to have you on.
We're in the driving seat, aren't we? So every year you get a team that falls away. Sheffield United last year. Leicester have been in the top 4 for the last 2 seasons, apart from a couple of weeks. Fell away at the end of last season.
Yep.
We're there, and I don't think teams know how to play against us. We don't mess about with the ball at the back, and teams that like to press, they can't press West Ham. They've got no one to press. So I don't think they know how to handle it. And once we attack with 5 or 6 players, and the goals come from everywhere. And I know we haven't got a main striker, but I don't think we'll finish top 4. But hang
on, whoa. Ray, you've just been talking about how brilliant they are. They move the ball quickly, you can't press them, got goals from everywhere, and then suddenly you chuck in, don't think we're going to finish top 4, but why not?
Well, because I just think with the injuries and, you know, the other teams that are behind us, that I know this is a massive game Saturday. We beat Leicester with 1 point behind them, and then Tottenham and Man United have got to play each other. And you've got, you know, it is a massive game Saturday. But, you know,
massive.
we're under no pressure. There's no pressure on West Ham to get in the top 4, you know. So other teams there are. There's some teams it will break them. If they're not in the top 4, Chelsea, Tottenham next season, it will break them, I think. Their squad will start depleting. They've got too many players anyway, Chelsea.
But with West Ham, though, if you don't finish as high as you possibly can, don't you have a slight fear that you could lose a couple of players?
No, I don't think people... Our best players, the 2 best in the middle, I don't think people are going to have the money to pump up for them. We've got the right back, who's like a young Zabaleta. We've got a few experienced players coming to the end of their career. I don't think we're going to lose players. We've only just got Ben Rama, who's, you know, he's not really proved himself yet in the Premier League, but you can see he's got the potential there. I don't think we'll lose too many.
I'd still be worried. Souček, Rice are the ones you've got to be worried about. They've been outstanding for West Ham. Brilliant, brilliant players. And keeping Lingard is going to be vital for you now. What do you think of that?
Oh, he's gone. I think it is vital for them. I can't see him going back to Man United. Can you?
I can understand Manchester United wanting him for the squad, but if he's got anything about him now, I think he'll realise. But he can be the main player at another club. He can play every week and be the main player, and he's proven that with West Ham. And look at his image. A lot of people dislike Jesse Lingard for whatever reason, right? People talk about the way he goes about posing with cars and bags and all that, his social media. How many people have talked about that this last 6 weeks? Do you know why? Because he's delivering on the pitch, and people are saying, "Wow, this kid can play."
It's a good, positive story, no doubt about it.